Hey everyone, welcome back to Vanlife Eats. Today is an awesome day for me. Maybe you one day. If you come and see me at the events, you'll probably see me using this. I hope you get to see me using this. I take a lot of pride in how I make pizza dough. So today, look at this. Look at this. So I finally bit the bullet and I've brought the Gozney Tread. This is something that I've been after for a long time. I've got my Ooni oven, and I always say to people, because they always ask me, how good is your Ooni? My Ooni is amazing, it's brilliant. I've cooked some incredible pizzas, but I said if I was to turn back time, I would look at the Gozney pizza ovens. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do now. I still have my Ooni, but I now have a Gozney as well. So one of them will be going back up for sale. Not sure which one yet, but I've got a feeling I'm going to be keeping the Gozney. The Tread is their new portable one, ideal for camper vans, motorhomes, tiny kitchens, tiny cupboards at home. And if you want to pull out the pizza oven, you put it on the tripods and you can sit there and you can make pizzas when people come round. To me, it's quite important that I can knock out quite a few pizzas over a space of time, because if you've come to any of the Vanlife Eats events, you will have noticed that you've probably had some of my pizzas in the past. So I do like to conveyor belt pizzas. Like I say, I take pride in how I make my pizzas. I feel like my pizza dough is epic. It's exactly what I want. It's crispy, it's airy, it's light, it's fluffy, it's strong. I've spent a long time trying to define what pizza dough recipe that I would like to use. So let's do a bit of an unbox here with the Gozney, and let's just see what's in the box here. So first thing I will say is the branding of Gozney is just next level. Even the way that they work with influencers. I'd love to be one of those influencers one day and work with Gozney. Amazing. But hopefully they'll see my worth when they see some videos that I'm going to knock out. Now, yeah, just the branding, just the social media, the actual way it's just presenting itself in a box is brilliant. It's really, really good. So first impressions count. At the moment, before I even tried it, the Ooni is going up for sale. But look, here we go. Look, hello, nice to meet you. See, nice little envelope there. Nice to meet you. Oh, is that a sticker? Always good when you get a sticker. Look at that. Now you've got to admit, that is a really nice looking pizza oven. So it comes with the gubbins. The pizza stone's already in there. That, and then you'll get a lovely 12-inch pizza in there. So this is an essential purchase to come with the Gozney. I'm not quite sure why you would buy it without. I suppose it can sit on the side if you've got a surface for that to sit on. That looks like that would be okay. But for me, I want the pizza up here so I can work. And it's all there in my face. Oh wow, look at that. Oh, it's a great looking tripod. Look on the top, it's got a leveler. So you just get the air bubble in the middle. So I assume it works like a tripod, like a camera tripod maybe. Oh, you have to pinch it, there we go. And then it locks in place. Pinch. I mean, I'd have to say this is quite bulky, but it does make a difference to... Oh, come on. So it is quite bulky, but at the same time, it's pretty cool. So it looks like we've got to mount the base plate onto the bottom. I mean, that tripod doesn't really weigh anything. Yep, I see the holes. So it looks like there's only one way it can go. Foolproof. Getting of an age where things need to be foolproof. So let's keep that nice and tight. I can't see any reason why we'd ever want to take that off again. So well, that's just clicked on there nicely. Look at that. It's very, very, very cool. I think it's of an amazing design. It's got the temperature gauge. Even the knob here feels nice. Yeah, smart. So what's in the extra box here? Oh, look at that. It even comes with the hose and the regulator. You don't often see companies doing that. I didn't even think, and that's the kind of thing that I do wrong. And that's exactly what I did when I got my Ooni, is I forgot to buy the regulator. It looks like a standard regulator for a standard sort of flow gas kind of attachment. Perfect. So let's see what this is for. There's a battery there. So I assume there's a clicker in here. There's a clicker there. Okay, so the instructions say installing the burner. Oh, I see it's a guard. Okay, so that's just going to clip in place. And the AA battery actually goes on the dial on the side here. Oh yeah, on the back. Okay, on the back. Here we go, just there. Okay, so that's where the battery goes. So the battery just slots in there, like so. I guess that's for the clicker. Push that in. So what's that? That's where the gas hose will go. Oh, look at that, and it clicks. Now we do this. Excellent. Right. So inside here is the pizza guard. I wonder if the pizza stone comes out. Doesn't look like it. Well, it does look like it. I think you have to take it apart to get the stone out. Okay, that just slots in like that. Okay, it's a simple, even more simple. Okay, and that'll just stop your pizza from hitting there. It's common knowledge really that you need to cure the pizza stone. So in order to cure this, I'm going to let that run for about 30 minutes. What that does mean is I'm going to run out of daylight. So what that means entirely is we'll be making pizza tomorrow. But really looking forward to making the pizza. I think the design is amazing. The proof is in the pizza, right? So just before I put all of this away for the evening, I'm actually really excited about the dough tray. I mean, I just use fairly normal trays for my dough, but these are fancy. Look, they've got like some sort of dial on the front. Perfection proof. The outdoors is yours. Okay. Oh, look. Portion control. Oh, wow, that's like silicone. So 12 inch, 200 and 250 gram. That's what I do, 12-inch pizzas. But look at that, nice silicone. And then we've got the lid. Is that a timer? Oh, it's a thermometer. It's a thermometer. Oh, look at that, it's got like a rubber seal. Oh, yeah. It's got grass in there now. I think that is really smart. So we get like 6 pizzas out of this, which is pretty much a 1 kilogram bag of flour. So perfect. But I brought 2 of these because I make loads of pizza. So the very last thing of unboxing is actually the Tread Venture bag. It's a nice neat little bag to store the oven in. That is all padded in the bottom there. Perfect. Store that in there. So we also got the placement pill. I went with the Pro one, which is it's got the holes in it, just a little bit easier, less sticking. And I also got a turning pill. I've never needed a turning pill. However, I feel like life would be a lot easier using a turning pill. So I got one. We'll unpack those tomorrow when we make some pizza. But for now, bedtime, and then tomorrow evening, we're gonna make some amazing pizza. Good morning. Well, at least it was morning for me. Just a brief moment in time for you. Right, I've set the Gozney up this morning. I've started to season the stone, but I'm just going to walk you through and show you how I've done that and just show you how cool it is. So first things first, I have got the attachment, got that on the back there, and I've actually plumbed that into my little gas outlet on the side of the van. If you haven't got that, and you've just got a colour gas or a flow gas, something like that, no problem, you just plug it in there. But for me, I've got this lovely attachment, which just gives me an excuse to travel around with the Gozney and live off pizza. So just looking at inside, it started to blacken inside, but we've got the gauge there. As you can see, it's in the green already, but let's just pull that round. And there we go. So that is the signature Gozney flame, the way it arcs over the top of the oven. You've got to keep that stone hot for about 30 minutes. Keep it going, and that will season the stone and stop it sticking. This is the peel. This is the Pro peel, and I must say it feels incredibly light. It feels good. It feels sturdy, good quality. I definitely think the Pro one is the way forward. And then this one's it's a lot heavier actually, but this is the little turning peel. So this is just so we can get a little bit of turn on the pizza, making sure it's nice and crispy all the way around. So let's make a pizza. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is just knock up a really easy tomato sauce. This is my favorite way of doing it. Obviously use a decent brand of tomatoes. I like the Mutti brand. San Mazzanos are the best tomatoes in the world. If you can get those, great. But otherwise, regular supermarket, the Mutti ones are the best. So I'm just gonna put some of that in a bowl with a simple bit of olive oil in there. I'm also going to put some basil in there as well, just break up some basil. Then add just a little pinch of sugar. And then we want to put a little bit of salt in there. A little bit of pepper. And we'll just give that a little mix. And that is our tomato base. Right, remember the tomato's going to cook in the pizza oven on a serious flame as well. So it will cook pretty rapidly. So you don't want to pre-cook your tomato sauce. You want your tomato sauce on a pizza to be fresh and zingy. And that's all you need to do. That's a really simple sauce, perfect for a pizza. So we're going to make a margherita. Okay, so we're just going to take our dough balls that have been proven. We only need to take one of these. So first thing we do is we're going to take some semolina flour, semola ricotta, and we're just going to put a little layer of dust onto the board. So then we're just going to take out one of our pizza balls here, and let's just coat it in there, always keeping the outer skin as the outer part of the dough ball. Don't go pulling it apart. So the first thing I always do is just using my fingers, just push it out. And then we should be able to work our way from the middle, just pressing it out to start forming the base. And I'm pressing the air, not stretching, I'm pushing that air to the very edge of the pizza base. Let's use the hand. I use usually hand and twist it around. And then you can also use your hands as well. Use your fist there to let it just fall off the back of your fist. And that helps to stretch it too. Like, just like this. Okay, and you end up starting to get lovely, thin, perfect pizza shape. Okay, so we have our round pizza shape there. So we're going to need some toppings. So then we just take our lovely pizza sauce that we've made here and we just drop that into the middle, and then we're just going to push around, but we want to leave a nice big gap. We want a nice fat Neapolitan style crust on this pizza. So let's just push that all the way to the edge like so. Beautiful. Right, when it comes to cheese, you want to use the firmer style mozzarella. If it's shredded, like when you buy a bag of grated mozzarella, it's going to burn really quickly on top of the pizza. So you want to cut some nice big chunks. So just like so, and then we can just layer that on there. Okay, and then I like to put some oregano on there. Just a couple of pinches, if not one. Then we get some Parmesan cheese, some Parmigiano Reggiano. Put some of that on there. Beautiful. And then we take some nice, good quality olive oil, and then let's just drizzle that over the whole pizza. Now take your basil plant. Now the smaller basil leaves are the sweeter ones. So we want a nice sweet pizza. So let's use some of the smaller basil leaves there. Making sure we got room for our plant to carry on growing. And there we have our pizza ready for the peel. So the way that we use this peel is we need to make sure that we've got a nice generous dusting of that semolina flour just on the edge. Okay, that's the important part. And then we just literally pinch and pull. And then when it's on the peel, we can then start shaping it. I just like to pull out the crust. Just reshape if need be. And there we go. That is our pizza ready for the oven. Right, so there's our pizza. Right, so here we go. Pizza number one, the Gozney Tread. So here we go. Now, come on, look at that pizza. You're gonna hear this crunch. That is crispy, crunchy. See the base? You see that base better than I can. That is perfect pizza perfection. I'm at a food festival and I'm telling you now, there will not be a better pizza than this. I'm not such a big head, haven't I? But that airy, crispy, lovely doughy base there. Perfect. Pizza perfecto. So the Gozney Tread, you've seen it in the box. You see I've loved the branding. Most importantly, I've loved the pizza. The pizza was awesome. It cooks relatively quickly. That took about 2 minutes to cook that pizza, and that was kind of on the medium heat. You could crank it if you really want a really charred pizza, but I think that came out pretty damn perfect. It was a nice crispy base. The cheese had all melted nice and evenly. So I'm totally team Gozney at the moment. This is an awesome pizza oven. I love the compactability of it. I love the way that I can knock those pizzas out in 2 or 3 minutes a go. So yes, team Gozney. However, I'm going to get the Ooni out. We're going to do a side-by-side comparison. So look out for that video. Also, I'm going to start a pizza series as well. So make sure you subscribe and you'll see how I make my dough, which I think is the best dough. I've spent years perfecting that dough. So it's my favorite way of making dough, along with some quirky and some authentic pizza recipes. So I'm going to take you all up a level with your pizza game. But for now, it's Great British Food Festival. I'm going to be cooking some food to the foodies. So for now, arrivederci.